Marvel's Spider-Man 3 is shaping up to be another Game of the Year contender.
I'm fired up about this, just very excited.
What it do, Durag Nation? After nearly 3 years and a lot of goofy complaining about water physics and marketing, fans have finally gotten the opportunity to finish Spider-Man 2. I streamed the game for 20 hours in 2 days and thought it was a masterpiece, and I'm definitely not alone. Fans were not only left wanting more, but they are eagerly looking to the future, specifically the game's sequel, Marvel's Spider-Man 3, because Spider-Man 2 ends on not one, but 4 insane cliffhangers. 3 of them happen at the end of the main story, which concludes with multiple post-credit scenes, and one at the end of the Flame side quest where Peter reunites with Yuri Watanabe, who has quit the police force to become the deadly vigilante known as Wraith. They must work together to bring down a cult leader of an organization with a very creepy obsession with fire. All of them have massive implications about what we'll be seeing next from Insomniac in regards to their Spider-Verse. The first thing I want to talk about is the scene with Peter, Miles, and MJ at the end of the main story after Venom is defeated and Harry is left in a coma. Mary Jane has officially quit her job at the Bugle after earning a promotion to editor because of her refusal to work under JJ's anti-Spider-Man guidelines and moves in with Peter, who drops the bombshell that he wants to step away from being Spider-Man, at least for a little while, so he can get his life under control while finally holding down a job. It'll have to be a good one because based on MJ only managing to sell 14 copies of her book, I don't have much faith in the financial upside of the podcast that she started. Fortunately, Peter has a genius level IQ, particularly when it comes to science, plus he mostly provides his own gadgets. Oscorp doesn't seem like an appropriate place to work, but maybe he could get another job in tech, perhaps with a focus on security since he's used to protecting people. I think he'd do well working with a tech company like today's sponsor Surfshark VPN, the award-winning VPN service that protects your privacy online from hackers and companies looking to sell your data. Using the internet without a VPN is like leaving your door open in a bad neighborhood, especially using public Wi-Fi, which is not just dangerous, it's probably really slow. Unlike Surfshark's 100% RAM servers in more than 100 countries, allowing you to seemingly be traveling around the world from the comfort of your own home. This is a great feature if you live in a country that was considering banning Spider-Man 2. With a VPN, you can easily get around region-locked content by making it seem like you're somewhere else. This is how I'm personally able to watch the version of Disney Plus that has a really good anime collection despite living in the United States where that content isn't available. And for Halloween, Surfshark has a truly spooky offer for Durag Nation. Use my promo code Sadot at the top link in the description of this video and you get 3 months of access to Surfshark VPN for free. It's the perfect offer for Peter as he works to figure out his next career move now that he's handed the responsibility of protecting the city to Miles, who really stepped up his game by the end of Spider-Man 2. Not only did Miles get the strength to forgive Martin Lee and beat him in a fight, he managed to defeat his mentor Peter as well while he was on a symbiote-powered rampage. I think the city is in good hands for now if Peter wants to give teaching another try, though he shouldn't expect any recommendations from Brooklyn Visions Academy after the Sandman incident. Maybe he could try his luck at Empire State, which is where Miles is planning to attend college. It's also the place he could potentially meet the next Spider-Person, who was revealed during the post-credits scene where Miles finally got to meet the guy his mom Rio has been dating.
It should have been me, not him!
Rio's new boyfriend brought his daughter to the dinner, and after introducing himself, we learned that her identity is Cindy Moon, aka the Silk Spider, a Korean spider hero that in the comics was bitten by the same spider as Peter. Though I'm going to assume Insomniac will be avoiding the whole spider attraction with Peter thing, especially since there was an implication she was the same age as Miles. Haley better watch out though, but this development could lead to another sequel to the Miles solo game that introduces the ability to play as Silk, or that dynamic could be the setup for Spider-Man 3. I wouldn't expect Peter to sit out the entire game though. I think Insomniac would do what they did for the sequel and call it Spider-Man 3 because of 3 playable spider characters instead of 2. That's because of the other post-credit scene where Norman visits Dr. Octavius at the raft and attempts to get the identity of Peter and Miles since he blames Spider-Man for Harry being in a coma. Octavius refuses to help him but teases that he has his own plans. So Spider-Man 3 could potentially be setting up the return of Doc Ock plus the debut of Green Goblin, since it appears Norman has finally developed what will essentially be the Goblin formula, which he intends to treat Harry with to bring him out of the coma. But Spider-Man also has a potential Carnage problem, as at the end of the Yuri Watanabe side quest, we learn that the cult leader is Cletus Cassidy, and his plan all along was to secure a sample of the symbiote to bring chaos to the world. Insomniac could choose instead to pay off this storyline in DLC or potentially in the rumored Venom spin-off game. We know that Venom's voice actor Tony Todd, plus Najee Jeter and Yuri Lowenthal are all working on the same project scheduled for a 2024 release. So if that is a DLC or spin-off game featuring Venom, it would make sense to have Carnage there as the main villain. Bringing in Cindy makes the most sense as part of Marvel Spider-Man 3 based on Insomniac's strategy so far. Miles and her could help protect the city and give Miles the opportunity to grow into a mentor himself, but the threat of Octavius and Green Goblin would be more than enough to force Peter out of his semi-retirement in order to save New York once again. So I wouldn't worry about the introduction of Cindy meaning the end of playing as Peter, at least not in the third game. Beyond that, it's very possible Insomniac will experiment with more Spider-Man games without Peter. They've established Miles already, introduced Cindy Moon, and still left the door open for bringing in Gwen Stacy, even going as far as teasing the Spider-Verse. I would not be surprised if the next Spider game after Marvel Spider-Man 3 doesn't have Peter in it as part of the action. Heck, they might even be setting up Peter to die by the end of Spider-Man 3. Personally, I think that would be a bad idea since Peter is still overwhelmingly the most popular Spider-Man. It's perfectly fine to have games where he isn't playable. Miles Morales was a very successful game, but making Peter's exit from the series permanent via death, I think would be a huge mistake, since not only would there be tremendous backlash, they would lose the possibility of bringing him back due to popular demand without a reboot or very goofy plot device. It would be much better to have him step back into retirement, similar to what we got at the end of Spider-Man 2, so you always have the option of bringing him back. I wouldn't mind another game where I don't play as Peter, since I personally enjoy playing as Miles more, but I wouldn't want it to be forever, especially after giving Peter that awesome anti-Venom upgrade. I want Insomniac to continue making Spider-Man games while also branching out to other Marvel characters. After how brilliant Spider-Man 2 turned out, I absolutely cannot wait to see what they cook up next. Thank you once again to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this video. Try it 3 months for free with my promo code by downloading at the top link of the description or the pinned comment.